Ouais, tout le monde, ouais. Comment allez-vous? J'espère que vous allez bien, que tout le monde va bien. Hop, je vais enlever ça parce que je m'entendais plus. J'avais le son à fond. Bref, j'espère que tout le monde va bien aujourd'hui. Hop. Donc aujourd'hui, comme vous l'avez vu, on se retrouve sur Genshin pour continuer pour continuer la suite de l'acte 4 parce que c'était arrêté en plein milieu, je crois. Donc on en était en train. Hop, je bascule sur le jeu, c'est mieux. Donc, ça fait un petit moment, c'est difficile de résumer. Il me semble qu'on avait découvert un peu plus sur le passé de Rerir, comment il avait basculé dans le côté obscur, et on cherchait un moyen, etc., pardon, pour pouvoir l'affronter. Et voilà. Et après, je sais plus trop. Et du coup, on va reprendre où on en était. Par contre, je vois qu'on a plus de vie. Ça va être génial. J'espère que le son est pas trop fort. Parce que je me suis rendu compte que dans la dernière rediff, en fait, le son était super fort comparé à ma voix. Et on m'entendait pas du tout. Alors j'ai essayé de baisser un peu plus. J'espère que ça le fera. On verra si le son gueule. Sinon, ben, s'il y a des gens dans le chat, vous me direz. Sinon, c'est pas grave. Merde, c'est pas du tout ce que je voulais faire. Bon, tant pis.
Sorry to disturb
Ah, on
you,
commence direct,
but we
d'accord.
seem to have run into some trouble.
Eh ben, c'est
Evidently
reparti, hein.
so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves. I'm not that kind of
Je
boss.
crois que ça, on l'avait
And it would
déjà
go
vu.
against the curatorium's labor policy.
Peut-être baisser un tout
I'm
petit
sorry.
peu le son du jeu. Alors léger. Voilà. Parce que je vois que ma barre, quand je parle, est à peu près au même niveau que la barre du son du jeu. J'espère que c'est à peu près bon. Hop. Normalement, on verra.
What did you hear me say? I wasn't talking about labor policy.
Wait,
Ah, et j'espère aussi que je gâche pas les
how
dialogues.
long have I been standing here?
Ça a l'air d'aller.
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago. Boss, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow
Oui, ça, on
I
a vu qu'elle
hallucinated
avait
that whole scene
halluciné.
back inside the office.
Et que du coup,
Hallucinated? But
elle avait rêvé
how?
toute la scène du bureau.
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here are just a result of pawns moving across the chessboard in a carefully calculated manner. And nobody has access to this chess set but me.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But yes, it's a special technique of mine.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Only once. It was the first time I used the chess set.
Is there any similarity between what happened then and what's happening now?
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent, which was also the case my first time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The first clause of your contract clearly states that I only need your help with things that I'm too lazy to do myself.
Meaning, you're not feeling lazy right now?
Meaning, this is not something Yehoda can help with. The chess set is a personal treasure that I alone understand. I must be the one to find our way out of here.
Boss, it's fine. Really. Let me do something useful.
Oh, listen to you. Whatever would I do without you, Yehoda?
What? Really?
Yes, really. Where would I ever find another employee as obedient and servile as you? God forbid anything ever happens to you.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I was thinking of fetching some water. There's gotta be a source around here somewhere. I suggest everyone finds someplace comfortable to take a rest. We gotta conserve our energy. Even though all this chess malarkey doesn't exist in a physical sense, mentally speaking, it's all real. And so is our tiredness and fatigue. You don't want to dismiss mental fatigue. Just because it isn't physical doesn't mean it's any less serious.
Ah, c'est beau ce qu'elle
Anyway,
dit.
I got your backs, so don't worry about a thing.
Don't I have the best employees? Jealous much?
Ah, ça fait un peu prévention contre le burn-out, etc. Ah, c'est bien d'avoir intégré ce petit message et tout.
If we can find a suitable time, I'd love to borrow Yehoda for a day to help out at the Frost Moon Scions. Would you be amenable to that, Boss Nefer?
Oh, Lauma. Have I ever told you just how pretty you are? Beauty runs from the tips of your antlers to the depths of your imagination. Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules will apply. That means stay focused and no talking no matter what we encounter. And don't disturb the chess pieces. You have my word that I will get us all out of here.
Ok, donc ça on avait fait et c'est tout ça que je voulais faire. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a débloqué? Ah, une nouvelle quête, d'accord. Ah, c'est encore... Où est-ce que j'ai pas vu? Encore une quête plus bas. Putain, mais le nombre de quêtes comme ça, c'est une dinguerie, ça va prendre tellement de temps à faire tout ça. Ouais. Hop, tous les événements. Ok. Ah, du coup, il y a... Nouveau tirage, d'accord. Bah, on va pouvoir les faire, du coup. Hop. Ça, c'est cool. Alors, résumé de personnages. Loma est un personnage de soutien d'Endro qui permet aux membres de son équipe de déclencher des réactions de sélénofleurissement et améliore les réactions de fleurissement, de sélénofleurissement, d'exubérance et de bourgeonnement. Toujours plus de texte. Lorsque Loma fait partie de l'équipe, les réactions de fleurissement déclenchées par les personnages de l'équipe sont converties en réactions de sélénofleurissement qui accordent des précieuses rosées verdoyantes à l'équipe, en plus des effets habituels des réactions de fleurissement. Certains personnages dont Loma peuvent consommer ces rosées verdoyantes ou utiliser leurs aptitudes pour infliger des dégâts de réaction de sélénofleurissement aux ennemis, ces dégâts pouvant déclencher des coups critiques. Alors, compétences élémentaires. En utilisant la compétence élémentaire de Loma avec un appui simple, elle déploie un sanctuaire de givrebois qui inflige de façon continue des dégâts d'Endro aux ennemis et diminue leur résistance, je crois, d'Endro et Hydro. Avec un appui long, la compétence élémentaire de Loma consomme toutes les rosées verdoyantes pour lui accorder un champ lunaire qui dépend du nombre de cumuls consommés et qui permet à son déchaînement élémentaire de générer davantage de cumuls d'hymnes pâles. Alors, déchaînement élémentaire, du coup, le déchaînement élémentaire de Loma accorde des cumuls d'hymnes pâles aux personnages de l'équipe à proximité, ce qui augmente les dégâts infligés par les réactions de fleurissement, de sélénofleurissement, d'exubérance et de bourgeonnement. Ah, il faut vraiment bac plus 5 pour comprendre. Allez, on va y arriver. Du coup, compétences élémentaires. Ok. Donc... Ok. Donc là, c'est une fois. Hop, déchaînement élémentaire. Donc là, on attaque, sinon on bien le sait. Et si on appuie longtemps... Ok. Ok. Pour une fois qu'on galère pas sur le tuto. Ensuite, maintenant. Donc là, hop. Hop. Et du coup, faire du sélénofleurissement avec l'hydro.
With one heart,
Hop.
we pray. lush as the moonlight.
Ok. Et là, bam, on met de l'eau.
Use of force authorized.
Hop.
The Temple of Wisdom. Hey,
Resistance is futile. Save yourself.
Pichoun qui se fait défoncer le cul.
By the frost moon of old.
stand with me. I'll settle this.
Hop. Donc là, bam, séléno-fleurissement. Ok. Je vais peut-être juste baisser... Hop. Oui, on a réussi. Baisser les sons, genre... Des... Merde, comment ça s'appelle? Des actions... Hop. Paramètres. Audio. Donc volume, ok. Musique. On va peut-être... Ah, c'est comme ça. Hop, on va peut-être réduire un peu la musique. Quoique la musique, en vrai, ça va. Dialogue à fond. Effet sonore. En vrai, on va peut-être baisser un peu. Ok, je pense que c'est à peu près bon. Hop. On verra après. Ok. Ça me paraissait assez fort. Les merdes. Les combats, tout ça. Du coup, oui, on en était en train de tester. Hop. Let's go les 20 primo. Et ensuite, c'est Nefer, effectivement. Elles reviennent souvent en ce moment, quand même. Après, c'est cool, hein. Alors, Nefer est un personnage qui inflige des dégâts dendro qui permet aux personnages de l'équipe de déclencher des réactions de séléno-fleurissement et qui peut consommer les rosées verdoyantes créées par les réactions de séléno-fleurissement pour infliger des dégâts de séléno-fleurissement. Réaction de séléno-fleurissement. Lorsque Nefer fait partie de l'équipe, les réactions de fleurissement déclenchées par les personnages de l'équipe sont converties en réactions de séléno-fleurissement qui accordent de précieuses rosées verdoyantes à l'équipe. En plus des effets habituels des réactions de fleurissement, certains personnages dont Nefer peuvent consommer ces rosées verdoyantes ou utiliser leur aptitude pour infliger des dégâts de réaction de séléno-fleurissement aux ennemis, ces dégâts pouvant déclencher des coups critiques. Putain, jamais dit autant de fois le mot séléno-fleurissement en si peu de temps. Compétence Compétence élémentaire. Lorsque Nefer a utilisé sa compétence élémentaire, elle entre dans l'état danse d'ombre, état pendant lequel elle peut consommer des rosées verdoyantes et utiliser son attaque normale avec un appui long pour effectuer une performance fantasmatique infligeant beaucoup de dégâts de séléno-fleurissement aux ennemis. Nefer sort de l'état danse d'ombre après un certain temps ou après avoir effectué 3 performances fantasmatiques. Noyau d'ombre. Lorsque le signe lunaire de l'équipe est lueur ascendante, la compétence élémentaire de Nefer convertit les noyaux dendro à proximité en graines de tromperie. Pendant un certain temps après cela, tous les personnages de l'équipe à proximité créent des graines de tromperie à la place lorsqu'ils déclenchent des réactions de fleurissement. En terminant la charge de son attaque chargée, Nefer absorbe les graines de tromperie apportées pour obtenir des voiles mensongers qui augmentent les dégâts infligés par ses performances fantasmatiques. Le signe lunaire de l'équipe est lueur ascendante, par défaut lorsque Nefer est utilisé en tant que personnage d'essai. Déchaînement élémentaire. Le déchaînement élémentaire de Nefer inflige des dégâts dendro de zone, tout en consommant tous les voiles mensongers pour augmenter l'instance actuelle de dégâts. Ok, j'ai pas tout compris, mais on va essayer. Ok. Donc voilà. Donc là, elle est en danse d'ombre du coup.
No more lies.
Ok.
The deception ends here.
Donc là,
Look,
si on cumule avec un personnage hydro, ça fait du séléno-fleurissement. Hop.
It all adds up. It all falls into place. Time to come clean.
Ok. Ok, là ça c'est danse d'ombre.
Seek within.
Ok.
Can't handle your drink, huh? Ding dong, water
Ouais.
With one heart, we pray.
Can't hide the truth. The deception ends
Ok.
here.
Et là elle utilise tous les...
It all falls into place.
Ok. Je crois que je vois à peu près. Mais genre vraiment vite fait comment on l'utilise. Hein.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Après, à choisir, je crois que je préfère quand même mieux faire que le gameplay de Loma. Ow.
Shameless.
Ow.
It all adds up.
Hop.
Look at you, Foodhound. Shaking and stirring.
Hop.
For the everlasting forest.
Think you can bully me? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Hop. Et là, bam.
Within. No more lies.
Merde.
The sands of time.
Les ok, il reste plus qu'un
got
ennemi.
me.
Frost moon of old.
Look, the rainbow. Can't handle your drink, huh?
Receive my blessing.
Hop.
Go.
Allez, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Hop, on quitte. Ok, pour moi, le... Hop. On va revoir encore le son. Hop. Ah, c'est là. Effet sonore. Mhm. Je pense que c'est à peu près bon. Ok. On verra ce que ça donne. Ok, donc ça on avait fait. Du coup, hop, hop. Voilà. Donc il y a le truc d'invocation. Ça aussi. Ok. Ça c'est bon. Merde. Voilà. Ah, donc du coup... Oh, il y a un nouveau vœu. Donc, elle ou Néfer. En vrai, si je dois pull, je choisirais plus Néfer quand même. Hop, donc ça c'est son arme. Ouh. Les vœux nostalgiques. Qui c'est qu'on veut? Aucune idée. Je sais pas. Allez, Chlorine. Hop. Point de destin. Ok, les vœux habituels. Alors, j'étais à combien de pity déjà? Je me rappelle plus. Alors, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. J'étais presque à la moitié. Ok. Ok, super. Hop, et c'est ça que je vais faire. Voilà, let's go. Hop. Et encore deux trucs à vérifier là, la boutique. Histoire d'enlever tous les pings. C'était une Squid Game ou on dirait? Ok. Et niveau populaire, ils ont rajouté... Ok. Ok, imposteur, tout ça. Ok, bon, on va pouvoir continuer l'histoire principale. Allons-y, let's go.
Sorry to disturb you, but we seem to
Ah,
have
ça a
run into
repris
some
là,
trouble.
merde.
Evidently so. Don't
Ah,
worry,
je
I'm
peux
not
pas
about to
passer les
leave you to
dialogues.
I'm sorry. What did you hear me
Je
say?
vais essayer de les passer vu qu'on a vu ça,
Ah,
merde.
Wait, how long have I...
Not long. You just
Oh.
appeared by the door a moment. Boss, what's wrong?
Donc ça on
We've
a
been tricked.
vu.
We never left at all.
Nanana.
Hallucinated?
How indeed.
So you control
Allez,
everything
on
in
s'en
here?
fiche.
More or less.
Has anything...
Only once.
Is there
J'aime
any
pas passer de
similarity
dialogue, mais là,
between
comme ça
what-
fait un moment.
I suppose my thoughts are a little...
is there any...
The first clause...
Ah là 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 là, on s'en fout.
Meaning that...
Boss, it's fun...
Oh, listen.
What?
Yes, really.
Well, anyway, I suggest everyone,
Allez, hop, hop,
even
hop, hop,
though
hop.
you don't want to dismiss mental fatigue, just
Don't I have...
If we can find...
Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules. You have my word.
Hop, voilà, on s'en fiche. Peut-être, ouais, rabaisser un tout petit peu le son du jeu. Hop. Si je le mets à moins 11, on verra. Ok. Du coup, on en était à peu près là. Donc même ça on avait vu la dernière fois. Fallait
That's
qu'on...
not a good sign.
Vous voyez, on avait un point de vue, je crois, de Néfer enfant.
I wasn't expecting visitors at this hour. Wait, is that?
Oh. It's him.
Mais à chaque fois on la voit pas.
There you are. Sinue's been looking for you all day. I think he has some news for you.
Oh yeah? What were you doing just now, Uncle Retinue? Hiding away some more loose change? I know I saw some Mora.
What do you mean loose change? Oh, come on, I'm too old for this. Just pretend you saw nothing.
Il a tellement une voix de vieux. Alors que ça lui va pas du tout. Ensuite, oui, fallait parler à Pépi.
Hey, kid. Mind telling me what Sinuhe's been up to recently? I'm trying to get in his good books and I need a way in.
Get in his good books? Why? What do you want with my dad, Uncle Apepi?
I've written a new song. I was hoping to showcase it at the next festival, but I'll need his approval.
A new song, huh? I'd love to stay and listen, but unfortunately, Uncle Retinue says my dad's looking for me.
Well, there's plenty of time and I'm not going anywhere. See that pile of stones? I'll be sitting there warming up my vocal cords. Come find me when you're done.
Pile of stones. Got it.
Voilà, et si ma mémoire est bonne, on s'est à peu près arrêté par là, je crois. Donc du coup, on reprend, on s'en était arrêté.
Hi, Dad. Uncle Retinue said you were
Oh,
looking for
son
me.
père.
Ah, there's my little princess. If you'd gotten back just a little sooner, you could have shared the spoils of war with me.
Spoils of war? Who were you fighting against, Dad?
It was just a figure of speech. The aftermath of a sandstorm is no time to be waging war. I was talking about our war against thirst. I went out to fix our water supply problem, and now I'm back. Which means...
We have a well again.
That's right. I found a new one and brought back as much water as I could carry. It should last us for a good while.
If it wasn't for these blasted sandstorms, our wells wouldn't be caving in. You wouldn't be spending all your time out searching for new water sources.
As the chief of our tribe, I'm supposed to be leading us out of hardship and poverty, onto better things. You know how prosperous our ancestors were. I've told you all the stories. And look at us now, squeezed into these hovels. No one would choose this, if it wasn't for the endless wars over the years. But things are looking up. I started working with some folks from the academia a few months back. They gave me some contacts in return for my assistance in the desert.
So you're the academia's helper now?
Special ambassador, they call it. Think of it as a partnership. It's nothing bad, okay? We've been isolated here in the desert for too long. Seeking opportunities elsewhere is the best thing for us, and the fastest way to progress.
So, do you get anything good out of being a special ambassador?
Of course. My luck's improving all the time. One day, I swear I'm gonna lead us out of this place. We'll find somewhere new. Somewhere better.
Ok. J'adore comme il se ressemble pas vraiment. Quoiqu'il a un léger teinte de vert dans les cheveux. Où est-ce qu'il faut que j'aille? Par là-bas. J'y vais comment? Par là? Oh! Ah, je crois que c'était par là. Pas du tout. Ah, si, peut-être. Peut-être. Peut-être pas, en fait, non. Je sais pas ce que j'ai foutu. Ok.
That's our well, and you know it. You stole from us. Well, you've gone from chief to thief, and now you have to face the consequences.
Did you really think you could take our water without permission and get away with it? You're either brave, stupid, or both.
And that Special Ambassador Act? Yeah, nice try. We spoke to the academia. They said it was all news to them. You're a liar and a cheat!
I heard Yehoda gasp, but I don't blame her. Most people are terrified by the sight of blood. Corpses strewn across the ground. The wounds are clearly from scimitars and daggers. The desert dwellers' weapons of choice. There's a handwritten note on the ground. Let's see what it says.
Halil, this is Sinuhe, chief of the Shimti tribe. Surely you remember me. I was the one who helped you and your colleagues avoid the quicksand in the desert. This is my second time writing to you. I assume my last letter must have gotten lost in the mail, as I didn't receive a reply. I hope this one makes it to you safely. I'm writing to you because I need some help. That sandstorm the other day completely blocked up our well, forcing me to look for another water source in Iab and Unut territory. It was a matter of survival. Praise the gods. The well of the Iab tribe was intact. It was my last resort. I drew what water I could and left, but not without being spotted. I fear they will retaliate. You told me to write to you if I ever needed help. You said you'd be my ally in the academia. I urgently need you to formally recognize my title of Special Ambassador and send some of your people to assist me for a few days. It's the only way I can convince them that this was the Academia's decision and prevent them from retaliating. This is an emergency. Please send help as soon as possible.
Looks like this letter never got sent. The writer died a grisly death, and the letter was trampled into the ground. It's badly defaced. Some parts are barely legible. What a ridiculous lie the surviving Shimti tell. Their whole village was butchered over a sip of water.
Ah, officer. Welcome. Welcome to our humble village.
I thought you would at least have the courtesy to provide some respectable libations.
Oh,
This
c'est un
is
gars
the
de
finest
Sumeru.
wine our village has to offer. I promise.
The Academia has agreed to reserve a single space for a candidate from your village. But I remain skeptical of this entire endeavor. I highly doubt anyone in this desert possesses serious academic potential.
Please, have faith. If not in us, then in our god. The child we found shows great promise. I beg you, take her away from this place. Give her a chance. Don't let her talent go to waste.
I don't recognize her. New arrival?
She showed up here a few days ago and we took her in. She's a really bright kid. Please help. I'm begging you.
Mais attends, je suis bête depuis tout à l'heure. On est dans le désert de Sumeru. C'est pour ça qu'en fait il parle de l'académie, que l'autre il a le... l'Akisha, l'Arecha, je sais plus, le truc à l'oreille là. Hein, donc Nefer, ouais, après c'est logique qu'elle viendrait de Sumeru. En même temps, vu sa tenue, tout ça, tout ça. Ok, je vois, je vois.
So, where are you from?
Nowhere special. Just a sand dune.
What about the rest of your family? How many of you are there?
Just the one.
It's only you?
Correct.
So, no brothers, no sisters, no mother or father?
Any who have slept on a bed of sand, I call my brothers and my sisters. Apart from that, I have no family.
All right. Get over here. Sign your name on the form. Never? You're rather fair-skinned for a desert dweller.
Ouais, j'avoue. Comparé à Delia, je crois. Elle avait vachement... la blanche de peau, quoi. Du coup, on se retrouve dans l'académie. C'est rigolo. Et du coup, là, on connaît absolument personne de quand on a fait l'acte de Sumeru. Peut-être lui, je sais pas. On verra.
Nefer, this term's assignments have been issued already. Please read through the materials thoroughly, conduct your own additional research, and then write an essay on the topic.
Yes, Professor, I'm aware. I just had a couple more questions I wanted to get your perspective on.
Oh? Please, ask away.
Well, I saw the other students' problem sheets, and I couldn't help but notice that my assignment is much easier than theirs. Do you really think I'm a weak student?
A weak student? Goodness, no. Quite the opposite. You have a sharp mind. Almost too sharp.
I think what you're saying is, a weak student wouldn't have noticed the discrepancy. And if they did, they certainly wouldn't complain about the lighter workload.
You see, sharp as they come. You see things the way they are. And I'm sure you know why they're like that.
Because of where I come from. Because I'm different.
I'm sorry, Nefer. I don't like it any more than you do. It's just... Anyway, you said you had a couple of questions. What's the other one?
I wanted to check. If someone sent me a letter to the academia, where do I go to collect it?
Ah, your family wrote to you. Well, as long as they put your name on the envelope, someone should hand it right to you.
Not exactly. It's not even a recent letter. I was just curious where the mail would end up if no one collects it.
The House of Dana, I expect. I know there's a box for unclaimed mail somewhere in there, probably sitting on a shelf. Whatever you're looking for, that'd be the place to start.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Professor.
Oh, don't mention it. Honestly, I feel like I failed you. I'm supposed to be your teacher, but I haven't taught you anything.
Hey, don't say that. You're a great teacher, and you do your best for all your students. But the rules are the rules. You're not allowed to teach students like me. It's not just the academia either. The whole world bends over backwards for the successful, and leaves the losers to suffer and die.
Oh, my dear child. Don't tell me you've given up on life already.
I haven't. I just think that If you want to make it in this world, you have to find a way to become successful.
Ok. La vraie question, c'est comment elle a fini... Enfin, comment elle est passée de l'académie de Sumeru à genre Nod-Krai, quoi. Et à diriger le curatorium, tout ça, tout ça. J'espère qu'on va en savoir plus. Il est par là-bas le machin.
This must be it. A big cardboard box full of unclaimed mail. And probably some letters that ended up here by mistake, too. Let's take a look.
Ok, on va pouvoir savoir ce qu'il y a du coup dans cette lettre. Ah, encore ce mode de visée. J'aime bien. Et du coup, je suis censée faire quoi? Parce que là, je regarde. Après, Néfer, je veux pas être méchante, mais si t'enlevais tes mains, tu pourrais peut-être lire ce qu'il y a écrit, non? Je suis en train de bouger la caméra de absolument partout. Ah, je peux pas aller plus à droite. Ah, fallait que je lâche le truc. Oh putain.
A dilapidation survey from Port Ormos. Looks like it's from a Corps of 30 representative. What a strange thought. A bunch of mercs losing sleep over rundown buildings. This one was never even opened. I guess the recipient didn't care what the Corps of 30 had to say about anything. Who was it addressed to? I don't recognize the name, but it must have been a Kasharawar professor.
Ok, mais c'est pas ce qu'on cherche.
This one is addressed to the Immorta Sage. The title is Changes Observed in Satyavada Life Symptoms. Why do all these letters read like full-blown dissertations? Guided by the incense, we became lost somewhere in the forest. All the barriers between levels of consciousness disappeared as our minds soared around in circles, looking for a branch to seek refuge on. In clinical terms, these symptoms fit the description of incense poisoning. The Immorta Darshan strictly prohibits the use of hallucinogenic substances, but I believe there are still people getting away with it. For example, my neighbor who always breaks out into song and dance after using incense.
Le fameux encens, du coup. Celui pour lequel on s'est fait avoir, là.
This seems like something the academia would want to know about. Why wasn't it collected?
C'est une bonne question.
Wait, what's this written on the back? The note
Oh merde,
says,
pardon.
the sender authored this letter while under the influence of mushrooms. I would send it back, but no return address was provided. Stamped by the Grand Conservator of the House of Dana.
Ok, lettre suivante.
This next one is addressed to Grand Sage Azar. A few words of protest regarding recent changes in Sumeru's educational policy. In recent years, the academia has taken on a small number of students from the desert region, as per the policy to this effect. However, it appears to me that these students have not, in fact, been provided with educational opportunities that are, in any meaningful sense, equal to those enjoyed by their peers. As well as receiving dumbed-down assignments and perfunctory tutoring, They do not even have full access to the Akasha system. Education is the fundamental purpose of this institution, which should go without saying in a nation whose founding virtues are knowledge and wisdom. I ask you, is the lip service we pay to the policy of education for desert students truly the standard of pedagogy to which the academia aspires?
Là, par contre, je suis en train de voir, je suis pile sur les dialogues. Si je me mets là... par là, non. Mais en fait, je cache. Faudrait que je me mette comme ça, mais on verrait plus. Par là, il y a tous les trucs de combat. Hop, je vais essayer de me remettre par là, en fait. Je pensais qu'en bas, ce serait bien, mais... visiblement, non. Je me remets par là et on verra. Hop. Allez, c'est reparti.
As Grand Sage, policy decisions are your prerogative, but do not forget your roots. You and I were once students too, as was everyone else in this institution. I do hope you will give some serious attention to this matter. I encourage you to discuss issues like this with myself and others, and listen to some alternative opinions. Great letter. Shame it didn't get to where it needed to go. And the sender is... Huh? Sage Cyrus of Spontamod. I didn't realize anyone else even knew how bad students like me have it in this place. So this is where letters from the Sage of Spontamod end up? Nice one, Grand Sage. Really enlightened leadership. Whatever. This isn't what I came here for. Moving on. I'm not exactly holding out hope that a letter sent from the desert would even make it here. But if it did, where else would it end up if not in this box? I can't believe how much discarded mail there is. Must have been years since someone last went through it all. And this is just one box. The whole house of Dana is boxes on shelves.
Eh ben, autant dire qu'il s'est trouvé une aiguille dans une botte de foin.
I don't believe for one second that any human being has sat down and read through all the documents in this place. Who has that much free time on their hands?
Et dire qu'ils mettent dans une boîte des documents qui genre sont hyper importants ou qui peuvent pas corrompre ou je sais pas. C'est un peu con, enfin je sais pas.
Wait.
Après si personne ne
Could
regarde.
this be it?
Greetings, Halil. My name is Sinuhe, chief of the Shinti tribe. I was the one who came to you and your colleague's aid when you ran into trouble in the Great Red Sand. I don't know how well you remember it now, but I brought you to safety and gave you some water and other supplies. You seemed very pleased and told me your name. In my tribe, learning a person's true name is serious business, and I therefore see you all as friends. You were kind enough to leave your contact details, so we could stay in touch. The Shimti tribe lives a harsh, nomadic existence in the desert. You were sympathetic towards my plight, promising to make me a special ambassador of the academia and help us find a way to make a better living. This brings me to my reason for writing. Our tribe has fallen on particularly hard times, and I would like to ask for your assistance. There was a terrible sandstorm a few days ago, which blocked up the well in our land. To ensure my people's survival, I had no choice but to venture into Iyab and Unut territory in search of an alternate water source. The Eob and Unut are descended from the Thamudians, while we trace our ancestry to Tulatala. We worship the Lord of Flowers and have had relatively good relations with our fellow tribes, up until now. I found a well belonging to the Eob tribe. They declined to help us, but I really had no other option, so I took some water to keep me and my tribe alive. My actions are certain to incur their wrath. When we met, you assured me that you would be my ally in the academia. I would like to take you up on that offer, because I really need your help. I wonder if you could send an academia representative to meet with me. That aside, the last time you were here, you mentioned that the academia had started accepting students from the desert, and I told you a little about my daughter, Nefer. We have next to no resources here in the desert, and my power and influence are limited. Would you consider enrolling my daughter at the academia? She is a smart girl. I know she won't disappoint you.
From the outset, the academia never took you seriously. Those things they promised were just empty words.
Oh, le
I
pauvre.
doubt they even remember the name Sinuhe. And you were so emphatic that your luck had finally changed for the better. You swore you'd lead us to a better place one day. You spoke with such conviction, like you were the most powerful chief in the whole desert. You liar. You lied about everything. You promised the world and delivered on none of it. And who fell for it? Just me, by the looks of it. Despite your best efforts. Which makes you a pathetic liar. You weren't even any good at it. I think I'll take over from here. Let me show you how it's done.
Oh là. Qu'est-ce qu'elle va faire du coup? Hop, et de l'autre côté évidemment. Ah non, elle. Je crois que c'était le mec qu'on avait vu juste avant.
I just came to say goodbye. Thanks for everything you've done for me in my time here.
Nefer? You packed your bags. Where are you going?
I'm quitting. Something's come up in my hometown. Gonna head back and deal with it.
Huh? But this was a hard-won opportunity for you. You know that better than I do.
It was. But it doesn't matter. I have more important things to deal with and they can't wait. Oh, and I didn't want to overfill my bags, so I left some incense on your desk. What's wrong? I thought you liked incense. Although, I did read somewhere in the House of Dana that it has hallucinogenic effects. Don't use it all at once, alright?
Elle va
Isn't this the
littéralement lui
stuff you
donner de la
brought from
drogue.
your hometown? You're just letting me have it? But you said it's a rare and valuable commodity.
Yeah, about that. I lied. It's not rare at all. There's this bunch of ruins near my hometown that are practically overgrown with this plant. It's not worth much. Keep it, it's fine.
But Nefer...
Alright, that's all from me. You take care.
Don't forget me, okay? I mean, we're more than just classmates, right? We're friends.
Yeah, I'll remember you. I lied again. That incense is worth a fortune, and it's a rare find even in those ruins. And as for remembering her, I have far too much to do when I get back. No time to reminisce.
Ah bah super.
I'll be lucky if I even make it through this alive. But either way, I expect I'll
Bichette.
forget you pretty quickly.
Elle se sera fait si vite oublier, la pauvre. C'est cool de connaître la vie de Néfer, mais pourquoi est-ce que c'est maintenant qu'on en apprend plus sur elle? Là, c'est une bonne question, tiens. Après, pourquoi pas, hein, mais est-ce que ça va porter de plus à l'histoire?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador, I assume there's a big business deal to be made. If not, I'd be very disappointed.
Please, sir, lower your blade. You're lucky I'm the one they sent. Not all special ambassadors share my admiration for the Iab people. The ever-shifting balance of power in the desert reduced the once great civilizations of this region to rubble and sand. But the story of the Iab has a very different trajectory. Others grew weak, but you grew strong, beginning in obscurity and moving to prosperity. You're the only ones who defied the trend.
Huh. So, you do know who you're dealing with?
This well is the perfect symbol of your strength, is it not? It used to belong to the Unut, but it looks like you have control over it now.
You're not wrong. But I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to flatter us.
Of course not. I came to bring you some very good news. Some information that recently came to light, which might just be your ticket to freedom. Records uncovered by the Vahumana Darshan show that a certain well currently under Iab control is built on top of some ancient ruins. These ruins are of great archaeological interest to the Academia. I checked the map carefully on my way over here, and I'm confident that this is the well in question. The Academia is offering 50 million mora in return for excavation rights.
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say, 50 million's a little low, don't you think?
Don't get greedy, Iab. We know far more than you think. We know that you seized this well by force. Wasn't that the first step in your rise to power? To drive away the Unut and steal their water supply?
So what if it was?
Don't worry. As unscrupulous as it was, it's something we're willing to overlook. The Academia is only interested in dealing with the de facto power holders in the region. I hope I am making myself clear.
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the Academia is trying to play me, I'll hunt down every one of your people and make you watch as I cut their heads off one by one.
I assure you, Chief, that would not be in your long-term interests. You don't want to make an enemy of the Academia. You see how I'm dressed, don't you? I appreciate that you've never been to the rainforest, but surely even you recognize an ambassador's attire when you see it. And what does a barbarian like you have to lose anyway? You really think the Sumeru Academia would bother to come all this way just to lie to you? We have more important things to worry about.
All right, I take your point. The Academia is the highest authority in the land. I'm sure you're trustworthy people. In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed. Excellent news. In fact, it calls for a celebration. Would you do us the honor of staying a while and enjoying some Iab hospitality?
Gladly. I am partial to wine myself, and I trust you are as well. So let's indulge in a few drinks together, in celebration of this momentous occasion.
Chief! Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've taken the well.
Ah, super.
Well, don't just stand there. Take it back.
Yes, Chief.
I have every confidence in the Eab's military superiority, and yet...
Well, what is it?
The Unut's response was alarmingly fast. The day after we reach a deal, they seize the well. This can't be a coincidence. Perhaps there is a traitor in your midst.
I don't think so.
I am obliged to remind you, Chief, that the Academia will only deal with the de facto power holders. If you cannot regain control over the well, I'm afraid you won't see a single mora of that 50 million.
No! Please, Ambassador, just give me some time. I swear the Unut will not get away with this. That well is ours, and so is the mora.
Glad to hear it. I will wait here for an update.
If there is a traitor, I will find them. In the meantime, make yourself at home. I'll report back as soon as I have an update.
Much obliged. Wow. All it took was a few words and I've got him wrapped around my finger. What an amazing feeling.
So, in summary, Ambassador, the Academia would rather negotiate with our tribe instead of the Eab, yes?
The Eab are ruthless murderers who don't listen to reason. And now they have the gall to interfere in our research projects in the desert region. So let me ask you, Chief. If you were the Academia, what would you do?
Kill them all, of course.
Precisely. The Academia does not tolerate those who stand in our way. The Eab have held back our academic pursuits for too long, and our patience is wearing thin. At the same time, there is simply no way that the Academia can be seen to be intervening in desert affairs. I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from.
We have our own rules out here. If the rainforest dwellers raised arms against a desert tribe, it'd start a bloody war.
Right. We can't confront them ourselves, but we can support their enemies. The Unut have always had strained relations with the Eab, which makes you our natural allies. Natural allies. Weren't the Eab your allies once? You were quick to send them after us to protect your interests back when we stole that water. And now look at you. You're at each other's throats. Let me be clear. The Academia wishes to collaborate with the legally recognized rulers of the desert in this matter. We are asking for excavation rights to that well, and our offer is 50 million mora.
Say no more. I believe we have an understanding.
Good. Then I suggest you get to work. Get us access to that well, and the mora's yours. You see, Dad? Lying is easy when you know how. People will believe anything.
Ok. C'est comme ça qu'elle apprend à manipuler au fur et à mesure. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a par là-bas? Ah, ils se sont entretués. Voilà. Qu'est-ce qui leur arrive? Elle devient folle ou...
You may be vile, savage monsters, but your butchered bodies bleed like any others. You're no different. You're nothing special at all. The monsters who destroyed my home, they're just ordinary, petty human beings. What a joke. I think we're even now.
Ah bah d'accord.
Maybe I've even done the desert a favor. It's a better place without all these people around. Oh, Sinuhe, my gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, our tribespeople would still be alive. In this dog-eat-dog world, a chief needs to be tough to survive. But you couldn't do what had to be done.
Ah oui, elle voulait
So
vraiment
I
venger son
did it
peuple, quoi.
for you.
Nefer, it's okay. All of this is in the past
Ah, ils ont
now.
tout vu?
I believe I remember you promising to remain silent.
Yeah, but even so.
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
Attends, ils parlent dans leur tête ou...
Alright, time for a sharp turn onto a completely different topic. So, anyway, that's enough of that. When are we getting out of this place?
C'est une bonne question,
Feels
ça.
like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired. Oh, Alma, you tired?
Yes. If we can find somewhere to sit down, I could certainly do with a rest.
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead. Yes.
Really? A temple? That's where this story ends? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
Desert dwellers can never escape their destiny. Or so everyone says. I never wanted to believe it, but looking back now, I'm as desert as they come.
You mentioned a temple. What's waiting for us there?
My biggest trade secret of all.
Ah, super.
Then I'm guessing it's where you got your power from. The power to peer into other people's minds.
I didn't know you were clued up on any other religions.
I'm no expert in the history of Sumeru, but since you come from the desert, I would imagine it has something to do with King Deshret.
Ah oui, du coup, c'est en lien, forcément.
Sounds impressive.
Ah oui, en fait, notre personnage, il en connaît des choses.
Ah, I know who you mean. General Mahamatra Sino. The spirit of Hermanubis dwells within him.
That's Boss Neff for ya. She knows everything.
Sino's hardly a figure of obscurity, but I know about Sethos too.
What about him? Is he a big deal or something?
Well, he's not a small deal, let's put it that way.
Elle se tient quand même informée des derniers événements et tout, quand même.
Please, this is the bare-bone basics. Save the flattery. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to take in. With any luck, that's our exit just up ahead.
Donc du coup, on continue de la contrôler. Est-ce qu'on continue son histoire ou pas? Ok, donc là non, on pas dans le temple, direct. Ah si, oui, du coup, on continue son histoire. Qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait dans le temple? Ah, c'est pas le temple où on s'était rendu quand on a fait Sumeru? Ah, c'est une bonne question, ça. On dirait un peu.
I don't have anything to add about any of this stuff. Like, look at that statue, for instance. I want to do the whole name-dropping, this girl knows her stuff thing too, but I've never seen anything like it before.
A statue with the head of a bird.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Deshret. Let's take a look.
Oh, le petit chat.
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course. It's almost over.
Oh, what? Comment ça, le chat, c'est un démon? Oh, what the fuck, il était là!
Is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
Oh bordel. What?
How repulsive.
Ah, c'était qui? Ah, Bichette. Ah, Denzleaf. Ouais, elle a eu raison de le sceller, comme ça il sort pas du truc. Oh, waouh. Oh bordel, elle l'a fait y passer. Là, ses yeux de terreur et tout, s'il l'avait pas sauvé. Incroyable la cinématique.
Timed
Putain.
that pretty well, didn't I? It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsleif. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to the dangers involved. I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chess set.
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong long before we made it to the temple. By using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past, well, the monster formerly known as Rerir, it seems I alerted him. I was tracking him, then he caught on and started tracking me too. Can't say I'm surprised.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone? That shouldn't be possible.
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King.
Ah mais là pour
He is
traquer
an
dans les
expert
souvenirs.
at finding a trail and hunting down his pursuers.
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis King. You all saw how this came to be. A long time ago, the Iab massacred my tribe, the Shimti, in our home village. A few years later, I enrolled in the academia, where some new information came to light. The Unut and the Iab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of a non-existent 50 million mora. The Iab ultimately won that confrontation, but their victory came at the cost of almost every warrior in the tribe. The final blow to the Iab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin beheaded their chief right before my eyes. The remaining Iab fled and have been scattered to the winds ever since. Having gotten my revenge, I returned to my hometown, where to my surprise, the nearby temple was still standing. There it was, seemingly immune to the relentless hostility of the desert, while my tribal home lay in ruins. As I stood there gazing at the temple, I noticed a cat just outside.
Ah.
This cat, as it turned out, was home to the spirit of the Ibis King. He led me to a gate deep inside the temple, and there he made a deal with me. This chess set is my gift from the Ibis King. The chessboard within is made to the same specifications as the one in the mausoleum of King Deshret, and represents his power of piercing analysis. With this chessboard in its container, I gained a certain ability to perceive hidden secrets. Now, you could conclude that the Ibis King simply wanted to give the people of this world the power to seek the truth, but I don't believe that's the full story. Every god plays favorites. Their hearts are as fickle as any humans, full of secrets, perversions, egotistical tendencies. But precious few gods are willing to admit this.
It is the same with all powerful forces, including fate itself. Their gaze falls preferentially upon a select few. As you rightly point out, this is an act of favoritism.
If you're alluding to the Abyss, then yes, I agree. Gather the others. It's time to share everything I've learned. Thank you all for being here. As promised, I did some further investigating into the Rerir of Solnari's background. I am pleased to report that the investigation has been most fruitful indeed. The Rerir of Solnari, real name Rerir, was once a Khanrian subject who served the Vinster King. I will now share the important details of his story. Please save any questions or comments for the end.
Il n'y a plus de doublage. RIP.
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure.
But it does not excuse his many transgressions.
Ah bah ça c'est sûr.
No matter
hein.
how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as the Wild Hunt, wreaking havoc upon innocent lives in Nod-Krai. He becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Tevat suffers the consequences. This is a threat that the Knights of Favonius cannot ignore.
A question for Miss Columbina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, but have you ever seen the spatial gateway that appeared in Rerir's memory?
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the description.
Miss Lama, any thoughts on this?
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the moon is believed to hold many secrets. Some sources speak of ancient knowledge, others of a gateway to the unknown. The term Moon Gate is one I have heard before, but as is the case with all of our legends, there are no records of any first-hand witnesses. We cannot know whether it truly exists.
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea of where the Moon Gate leads to?
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is recovering well. I can sense that the gate would open at my command, but...
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon than that?
Yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the Moon Gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as Nefer mentioned, holding open a spatial gateway takes a huge amount of power. And right now, I need to conserve my energy to fight the Rerir of Solnari. I'm afraid this is one mystery we may have to leave unsolved for now.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond the gateway. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor Rerir made it through unscathed. The evidence pointing to this is the fact that the Rerir of Solnari exists in the form of countless fragments. With the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the Wild Hunt proliferates wherever his scattered fragments lie, drawing hordes of monsters to many different locations across the land.
So your theory is that Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence, why the Wild Hunt is a distributed phenomenon, rather than a unified one?
Makes sense to me. Explains why the Wild Hunt is so pervasive, and why he's been trying to piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with, and he wants to be whole again.
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart. But the Abyss, much like a curse, has kept him alive.
I could not agree more. The power of the Abyss is most surely a curse.
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, if a curse has extended its lifespan unnaturally, it will continue to survive in spite of everything. This raises some interesting questions. I will run some experiments and see if there is any validity to my suspicions. That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like to thank Miss Nefer for conducting such a thorough investigation. Already, it has greatly enriched my understanding of the entity we face.
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo. I too hope that the information I have shared today proves useful as we look to formulate the next stage of our plan.
Hey! What is it, Dainsleif? You look really upset!
It's just... when I think of the man I once knew as Rerir, I struggle to understand why things had to turn out like this.
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any comfort, but my heart goes out to you.
Mine too. We can never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies. And the skies are host to many more mysteries than these alone. Yet, none of that can begin to compare with the complexity of human life.
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time. Thank you, both.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting. I'm sure Nefer needs some time to recover. She's been through an awful lot today.
That's very thoughtful of you, Lama.
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to rest and digest before we reconvene to nail down a plan.
Eh ben, on va peut-être enfin pouvoir mettre un plan pour
Hey,
l'affronter.
is this a bad time? Hope I didn't kill the conversation. Nice room. Oh, I'm not coming in, though.
Why not? It's just a hotel room.
If it's all the same, I'll just stay out here. I might not look the part, but I'm technically a knight. Barging into people's private quarters isn't the kind of thing we do.
Ah bah d'accord.
Anyway, Nefer went back to the curatorium to get some rest. But before she left, she shared some things with me that I thought you should be aware of. Firstly, although she managed to trap the Rerir of Solnari inside her chess set, there's no guarantee that the power of the Ibis King is any match for one of the 5 sinners. Their powers are beyond our comprehension.
Ouais, à tout
It's
moment, il
only a
se
matter of
libère.
time before he finds a way to break out. We have to come up with a plan and take care of him before that happens.
C'était sûr, hein.
Honestly, my mom figured that might be the case. So, how long have we got?
Well, I asked her that same question. She talked for a long time, but for the most part, it seemed like she was trying to convince me how precious her chess set is. What a long and storied history it has. It felt like some kind of sales pitch, you know? The kind where you end up handing over Mora against your will? Anyway, after all that, she finally answered the question. 2 days, at most.
2 days? Holy moly! Can we even recruit enough help in that time?
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsleif is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But given how little time we have, there's no way we can pull this off without his help. You have some history with him, right? Do you think maybe you could talk to him for us? Great. I appreciate it. All right, on to item 3. So, Albedo, Durin, and I put our heads together and came up with a plan. Can't promise it's gonna work yet, but at least it's a start. We figured we'd bounce the idea off you first. We'll explore it further once everyone's recovered.
Oh, Paimon's dying to hear this.
All right, so here's what we're thinking. We felt a little uneasy about roping you into this. I mean, firstly, you're not locals, and secondly, none of us are your boss. You're well within your rights to refuse if you so choose.
Roping us in? Why would you even say that? We know the stakes here. It's all of us against the Rerir of Solnari, or none of us stand a chance.
I choose my words very intentionally, I'll have you know. I like to think there's an art to striking a down-to-earth tone even when the stakes are through the roof.
Sir Varka, I have a few thoughts about this plan.
I'm all ears.
I think we can be more flexible with how the roles are allocated. In my view, the most sensible lineup would be like this.
I see your point, yeah. But if that's how we're going to approach this, you'd better make sure you're ready. To be clear, I don't doubt your abilities. Far from it. I just want to make sure. Are you really willing to take all this on?
I want to do everything within my power. The Rerir of Solnari is a truly fearsome opponent, and if I do my part, it'll greatly reduce the risk for everyone else involved.
Well, that tracks with what I've heard. Jean's mentioned in her letters that you're so diligent it's almost abnormal. As in, Most people weigh up the risks and rewards in situations like this. But you seem to just march towards danger without a moment's hesitation. Of course, everyone appreciates a fearless pioneer. But all that aside, I'm the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, and you're our honorary knight. I want to make sure your courage doesn't come at the expense of your safety.
Thank you, Sir Varka.
I should be the one thanking you. It means a lot to have you on board. I'll give some serious thought to your suggestions.
Ok. On va pouvoir savoir c'est quoi le plan du coup.
This is a thorough plan, but I do have one last question before we take action. How can we be sure that our enemy won't leave the designated area?
Great question. Albedo's been hard at work analyzing Rerir and the Wild Hunt's behavioral patterns. His conclusions are as follows. Firstly, from the earliest known confrontation until now, Rerir has never displayed any ability to manipulate the dimension of space. So it's unlikely he has any power in that domain. Secondly, he seems to have a particularly strong vendetta against our group. If we put him in a fight-or-flight situation, he'll choose to fight every time. Thirdly, finally, and most importantly, he is consumed by hatred, both for the moon and for his enemies. Turns out, we tick both of those boxes. We have a reincarnated moon in our ranks, and a spy who accessed his private memories without permission. He'll be baying for blood, not looking to escape.
As someone who's had their fair share of interactions with the Wild Hunt, those all seem like valid observations to me.
Understood. Then I will defer to the verdict of the group.
Well, everyone, that's the plan in full detail. Albedo and Durin are carrying out their part as we speak.
Plan approved. Scheduling.
Okay, any firepower you need, I got you covered. Let's light this baby up.
The Frost Moon Scions are behind you as well.
And the rest of you? No objections? All right, then it's settled. This is the plan we're going with. Next up, an old tradition of mine. Anyone who wants to back out, now's your chance.
Wait, we can still back out of this?
Everyone says things they regret, right? I don't want anyone feeling trapped because their mouth said yes before their brain had time to think things through.
A very people-first approach. I hear that's common practice in the Knights of Favonius.
Heh. Who'd you hear it from? D-Luke?
Shh. We don't use people's real names at work. This contact will be known only as Owl, please and thank you.
This plan can only work if everyone does their part. Flint's and I will absolutely support it.
We shall indeed. You'll be glad you accepted our help. Also, you are the last person I expected to see here in the story.
Il y a pour y Dory.
It's not often I get called Dory in a work context. My peers usually call me Lord Sangamabe. So, the longer your name, the higher your net worth. Is that the idea here? In that case, Mr. Flint's here must be worth a fortune. That's right, I know your full name. It's...
The walls are thin here. I'd appreciate you keeping that a secret.
Ah, il a un nom plus long
Okay,
que ça.
fine. I'm actually only here as a favor for someone else. Do you have any idea how much it would cost to hire me otherwise?
Oh! Does this mean someone out there actually has the power to boss Dory around?
It most certainly does not. We have a long-standing and mutually beneficial business partnership. She's actually the mom of a friend of yours. Said mom supplied me with a great little trinket, but now that lady's ruined everything. If I don't start building a little goodwill now, my whole business in Nod-Krai is gonna go down the drain.
Okay. So what exactly
Qu'est-ce
is
qu'elle
so
ferait pas
special
pour
about this
l'argent?
pendant?
It's a lucky charm that a great mage made for me. We have a business relationship, and she was worried that something bad might happen to me. So, she wanted me to have something that can store power to protect myself with. I finally got it all fully charged up with Kuvaki, and then never went and used it all up at once! Never lost so big in my life!
You're right. It was all my fault. I didn't mean to drain all the Kuvaki in the pendant, but I'll make it up to you.
You will? Well, in that case, how about you give me your chess set? And we call it even.
I knew you'd say that. Well, it's yours if you want it. In fact, take it now, and I'll even throw in a free Rerir of Solnari. Deal?
You're putting me in a difficult position here.
It's a very useful thing to have around, but I have a funny feeling it won't be around much longer. I guess we'll see in a couple of days.
Looks like bankruptcy for me.
Hey, don't be so pessimistic. See this through and you never know. You might find a new business opportunity on the other side.
Ok.
Dory! How are things going? Feeling ready?
Oh, I was born ready. We only have 2 days. You think Lord Sangamabe would let an opportunity like this slip by? Don't forget, when something's in high demand, the people with the goods on hand get to charge the highest price of all. Even higher than the sellers taking advance orders. Ta-da! See? It's right here!
Ah, it's so pretty! Did you make it?
No, I have a supplier. We go way back, so he made me a very attractive offer.
Aha! No wonder you were talking about lucky charms at the meeting. You've been getting Kaveh to make them for you.
That's not the full story. It actually started a while back as a project between me and the Dendro Archon. Mage Alice once warned me that this world won't stay safe forever. There may come a day when everyone faces a great crisis. I passed this on to the Dendro Archon, and she secretly brought together a research team made up of Sumeru's top scholars to invent a technology that could keep people safe. I won't go into the details because it's all very complicated, but if you want to know more, you can ask the Dendro Archon about it sometime. Anyway, point being, it was the Dendro Archon who asked Kaveh to build this little contraption. As one of the top Kashara War talents, he was the obvious choice. Took him long enough. He stressed over it for ages. Must have gone through at least a dozen designs before producing a final product. But that's Kaveh for you. Marak delivered it to me a couple of days ago, along with a letter from Kaveh. Could I ask why I'm sending this technology to you? And what's your proposed use case? Has it been approved by the relevant authorities? So nosy. My fault for sending him the research permit to begin with.
Surely Nahida must have told him you were involved in this project. He was probably just nervous because you're always so secretive about your business.
Could be, could be. Anyway, I just replied, let's hope there never has to be a use case, because it would involve grave danger.
Fair enough. But it sounds like he was just being cautious. He probably felt responsible as the one who made it.
Or maybe he was asking as a favor for his housemate. He's done that before. Not sure why, though. His housemate doesn't seem to really care that much about this kind of stuff. Either way, all's well that ends well. I'm just glad to finally have my hands on the product. I wouldn't want to be without it, given the potential dangers that lie ahead. Huh? What does that look mean?
Paimon's just super surprised. This must be the first time we've ever seen you actually get serious about something.
J'avoue. Habituellement, elle est pas toujours sérieuse. Hein.
Well, a long time ago, I made a promise to myself. I promised that I was gonna
Tu
live
m'étonnes.
every day of my life with a big beaming smile. Obviously, Mora plays a big part in that. But there are always gonna be times in life when you have to give something back. That could mean paying back a debt, returning a favor, or showing some kindness. Alice has been a huge help to me over the years. She was the first investor I ever had. And I want my investors to know that Lord Sangama Bay is the best in the business. And more than that, no one knows what the future will bring. Whatever happens, I want to make sure the Dendro Archon and all of Sumeru is prepared to face whatever comes. Oh, that? I was just making sure Nefer and I are square. Don't be thinking it was some sort of benevolent act. I'm no saint, so don't treat me like something I'm not. My priority is doing the business that I want to do, so long as my conscience lets me, but it usually does. That's the Lord Sangama Bay business model.
All right, if you say so.
I do say so, and that's the whole point. I'm a businesswoman. Don't go trying to figure out what kind of person I am. You'll exhaust yourself. Much easier for everyone involved if you just take my word for it. Oh, and could you two help me get this stuff where it needs to be? Thanks so much. You're my favorite assistants.
Ok. Donc on repart en type quête un peu. Il y a un TP qui a l'air d'être là-haut. Ah, il doit être tout là-haut. Ah, flemme. Ah, par contre on a... Ah, let's go. Est-ce que je peux me TP et quitter la zone? Oui. Let's go. Ok, Catherine, elle est là.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Ok.
Add Astra.
Super. Hop. Hop. Nickel. Ensuite, il y a ça du coup à récupérer. Voilà. Ah, je crois qu'on était bon. Est-ce que je pouvais améliorer, c'est ça, le niveau de certains personnages? Ah. Oh là, oui. Hop. Et... il faudrait que je farme pour pouvoir la monter de niveau ensuite. Ok. Il fallait que j'aille là-bas. Ah, mais la quiche, comme j'ai pas le TP, du coup... Bon, on va aller par là, tant pis. C'est pas grave. J'aurais dû en profiter. Non, avant, je suis bête. Mais pour même reprendre de la vie, en fait. Depuis tout à l'heure, je suis à 3 pauvres PV. Et là, le machin... Hop. Hop. Voilà. Autant se donner de la vie. Let's go. Maintenant, là, on peut y aller. En fait, je crois que c'est peut-être là, la zone plus rapide. Là, j'ai pas les montagnes et tout, je peux juste le longer. Hop, on va suivre le chemin comme ça, hein, je pense. Il y a un temple. On va profiter pour le débloquer. Enfin, un donjon, c'est pareil. Hop, voilà. Ah, le TP il est vraiment genre tout là-haut. Oh non. Ah, je suis coincée. Ah flemme, je veux pas vous affronter. Hop. Ouais, ils sont juste là. Let's go.
Traveler, Paimon, it's good to see you.
Everything going smoothly over here?
Sort of. As you're probably aware, Varka, Durin, and I captured some abyssal creatures from the Wild Hunt. Per the plan, we dissected and analyzed some samples of these creatures. The process went very smoothly. The findings, however, come with some troubling implications.
What? You can actually dissect the Wild Hunt?
That depends on your definition of Wild Hunt and dissection.
Harmless, lifeless. These words are accurate descriptions.
The Wild Hunt is an interesting phenomenon. In and of itself, it doesn't seem to possess anything akin to a human personality. But taken as a collective, the medium through which the Wild Hunt is summoned does appear to have a soul. Master griped a lot about the wise Horoptetyr, and seemed somewhat fascinated with the Faust Certology. But she barely mentioned Rerir at all. I don't think that was because of his lower social standing, though. Anyway, it's a pity. I should like to hear her thoughts on the nature of the lifeform he has become today. It's a strange mix. The furious energy of an abyssal being channeled through a fractured physical existence. A consequence of being torn apart by an unknown power. Perhaps the only explanation for his survival in this state is that he sacrificed a degree of individuality in exchange for a continued existence. Oh, sorry. Once I get talking about interesting research, I have a tendency to go on indefinitely. Back to our research findings. Essentially, they confirm my hypothesis. Rerir's corpse is completely contaminated by the Abyss, and the effects are irreversible. You could think of this as Rerir in mutated form. But in my view, even that would be inaccurate. In reality, his whole being has been consumed by the Abyss. In other words, he is now nothing more than a manifestation of abyssal power. Unfortunately, at present, we have no means of completely eradicating abyssal power. Hence, we cannot fundamentally destroy the Rerir of Solnari either.
Oh, that's terrible news! So, that's it? We can't defeat him? Not even if we get the power of the Three Moons?
Miss Columbina's situation is a difficult one. She can never achieve wholeness when the world does not accept her presence. It's as if her creator banished her to a place she can never be accepted. It means she spends most of her energy just on her own survival.
Given the circumstances, it's only natural to despair. But we must see this plan through to the end. Time to kick off the backup plan.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot! This is for you. Dory asked us to bring it.
Ah, how wonderful. Well, thank you for making the trip. Durin and I will be heading off shortly.
I'm sorry I won't be there to protect you in person this time. Please be careful.
All right then. Stay safe.
Ok, c'est un peu mal parti hein, pour l'affronter quand même. Alors, maintenant il faut aller rejoindre les autres.
Miss Lauma, is everyone here?
Yes. The fate of my flock is in your hands, Grandmaster Varka. Please keep them safe.
My lady, what are you saying?
Within the next 24 hours, we will face the biggest crisis the world has ever seen. This is not a burden that we deserve to bear, but I believe that we reap what we sow in this life. So I intend to act. I must do what I think is right. For me, that means fighting for the future of Nod-Krai. This gentleman is the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, Varka, Knight of Boreas. In my absence, please follow his lead.
Hey, everyone. Guess I should introduce myself. Well, to start with, I know my way around a battlefield. The biggest strengths
C'est un
are
super résumé.
honesty and hard workingness. Anyway, point is, I don't intend to let Lauma down. I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep every last one of you safe and sound.
Il y a un TP à côté. Où est-ce qu'il est? Parce que là il est proche, on peut aller le prendre. Where is TP? Par là. Oh, c'est un coffre à poupée, j'ai eu peur. Oh, qu'est-ce que j'ai déclenché? Bah la quête.
Something on your mind?
Miss Columbina, was it? I believe that's how the others addressed you.
That's right. Names are funny things. Have you always been called Dainsleif?
Yes. I take it your own name has a more complicated history.
I have a different relationship with names than other people. To be honest, I'm not even sure that Columbina is my name. At least, not in the same way that Dainsleif is yours. But it's what everyone calls me, and I go along with it. A lot of my life has been that way. I get so used to things that I forget to question why they are so. I never used to think much about where names come from, or what they mean to people. Maybe something's wrong with me.
You're different from other people. I sensed it the first time we met.
You're more perceptive than most. I'm sure your long life and rich range of experience explains that. Do you ever find yourself missing Conria, Mr. Dainsleif?
Difficult to answer. I have dreamed of the past many, many times. Sometimes I'm fighting tooth and nail. Other times I'm lying on the ground, defeated. I don't recall any happy moments from that time. It has been too long.
Is that because hatred survives longer than love and affection?
That would not be for me to say. I make no excuses for the grudges I bear. But whatever the reason, I remember little that was beautiful or sentimental. Thank you for your help with the Rerir situation. Without your efforts, I never could have learned the hidden truth of his story.
You're welcome. I know he's your friend.
Friend? He betrayed me. And I never really understood what he was going through in life. Some friendship, that is.
Okay. So, do you plan to fight him with us? You see, you're torn. Now you know what really happened. You see the things he's done in a new light.
I need some time.
Of course. I completely understand. Anyone else in your position would feel conflicted too. Actually, I went through something similar myself recently. Something happened that changed my perspective on a situation. A situation I took for granted at the time, but now I feel very grateful for it.
You mean the Harbingers who still support you, even though you've left the Fatui?
Yes. I always thought they were only helping me because Harbingers are forced to work together. But then I abandoned them. A warrant was even put out for my arrest. Yet even now, they support me, which means I was wrong about them all along.
Clearly, they view you as a friend.
I feel a little guilty now. I regret not seeing their help for what it was, and not treasuring it. I see the guilt that you're feeling now, because I feel it too. Hopefully, talking about it will do us both some good. Have you noticed that the Traveler and Paimon are over there? I think they've been listening.
Huh. Shall we say hello?
Sure. Hello.
Le petit hello.
They caught us!
I apologize for making you worry. No doubt you wish to know where I stand on the plan to take down the Rerir of Solnari. I'm afraid I need a little time, but I will seriously consider joining you.
You will? Oh, thank you so much! Everyone will be so grateful to hear that!
They needn't be. This was something that I was going to have to face up to eventually.
That doesn't matter to them. They're grateful to you regardless. You can't control their gratitude, so just accept it. And then, have a think about whether you're willing to join us.
It's nearly showtime! Let's go rendezvous with the others. You know the
Ok.
place.
Ah, on a un tuto. Ok. Je pensais qu'on l'avait déjà vu ce tuto. Ou peut-être pas.
Ah, you're earlier than I expected.
Hey, Flint's! Been waiting here long?
Not too long. I came a little early so I'd have some time to think.
Are you nervous about the battle?
Quite the opposite. I'm reminiscing on my past battles. When I was awakened by the Ratniki, I had not touched a weapon in many years. I felt like the battlefield was not where I belonged. But after waging war against the Wild Hunt for so long, I came to realize something. A life of absolute peace is simply not a possibility for me. My restless flame indicates that somewhere inside of me, there is a deep yearning to root out the evil in this world.
Oh, that doesn't sound like such a bad thing.
Well, in the past, when I was a Fae whose primary concern was hibernation, it was hardly ideal. But it certainly serves me well here in the present. And I am delighted to be able to join forces with you in this endeavor.
Looks like I'm not the first to arrive.
Ah, Miss Lauma.
Did you sleep okay last night?
I struggled to settle down at first, because of the nerves. But don't worry, I got enough sleep in the end. I'll be just fine. Please, I'm just doing my part.
Never! Over here!
Aino asked me to relay a message. She said Anefa will be on high alert and keep a close watch over all secondary districts where defense is required, providing support as necessary. Meanwhile, Aino herself will provide range support to us directly, using her latest invention.
Excellent. My thanks to all involved.
The chess set's looking a little unstable.
It won't hold him much longer. We should be prepared to engage at a moment's notice.
No sense sitting around waiting. Let's make the first move while we still have the option.
I agree. Paimon, find a safe hiding place.
Got it! Be careful, Traveler!
I will.
Everyone, take your positions as soon as the battle starts. Every ounce of strength we have in our bones, let us bring to this fight.
Ready?
Let's go.
I've seen all your futile ploys before. You have become the authors of your own demise.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
You are merely a moment of sport before I tear down the moon.
Oh wow, l'image qui est incroyable. Ok. On doit l'affronter, oh putain.
Stay on your toes.
Yep, you too.
Ah! Vraiment, ils nous ont foutu en hydro, on est foutu.
Can't hide the truth.
Je crois que si je fais ça... Ok.
Observe.
Ah!
Close your eyes.
Ok.
Quite finished. Moonlight.
Ah, c'est juste une aide, Ainu. Ok, je croyais qu'on switchait avec elle.
Close your eyes. Night falls.
Ok.
It all adds up.
Hunt him down.
Time to come clean.
Oh, elle est trop pétée. Ok.
Moonlight betrays you. Hunt him down.
Ok, c'est nos florissements. Merde. Aïe, 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 aïe. Au, au.
The mystery unravels.
Moonlight.
Can't hide the
Putain, mais il fait mal. Ok, comme ça on fait du sélénofluorescement là.
It all adds up.
Ok. On lui fait une masse dégâts. Oh bordel.
With one heart.
With the moon, and so shall
Ah putain, il nous a mis le truc vampirisme là.
The moon will protect you.
Là. Putain, c'est trop stylé. Ah, bordel.
Do you see now? From here, when
Putain, il est où?
it be as you foretold?
Par là.
Be silent.
What the... Ah putain, puis on le voit pas, il fait chier.
Steady now.
Merde. Bordel. Ah, il est relou, il est relou, il est relou.
Stay your hand.
Là, on prend masse dégâts, c'est une dinguerie. Ah, bordel.
A grave trip.
Absurd.
Ok, c'est bon. Hop. Taper la voyageuse en hydro, je peux pas. Ah. Hop, me donner de la bouffe. Sinon on va crever, ça va être un carnage. Hop. Voilà. Hop, petite tournée pour l'instant.
Receive my blessing for the everlasting forest. Stay your hand.
Hop. Oh, qu'il est stylé, je l'adore.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
It all adds up. Let's see what you're made of. Can't hide the truth.
Ok. Hop.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Merde. J'ai utilisé l'ulti, j'en avais pas besoin.
Close your eyes.
The moonlight betrays you.
Ah!
Hunt them down.
Hop.
No more lies. The mystery
Ok.
unravels. Time to go clean.
Enfin, là, on a pu faire masse dégâts.
Futile.
It all adds up. No more lies.
The moonlight.
Ok.
Rape, your little game of heroics is over. Who wants to go first? The moonlight betrays you.
Oh putain. On rentre dans sa dernière phase. Encore une barre de vie, oh bordel. Putain, il a une P2.
We've been separated.
Ow. Putain, il fait mal.
Where are the others?
Stuck outside the barrier. I guess he really doesn't like us.
Hop.
I told you before. Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Hop.
Be careful what you wish for.
Ok, je peux faire masse dégâts.
Silence.
Voices are gone. But at least I know they're still there. I need to focus. Stick to the plan.
Là, je me demandais c'était qui parlait.
If I can stall him for long enough, the moment will come.
J'ai absolument rien suivi ce qu'elle a dit.
The mystery unravels.
Je suis un peu trop concentrée, c'est de le défoncer. Ah! Ok, je peux faire ça. Enfin, je peux plus.
It all adds up. The deception ends
Okay.
here.
Destroyed and reborn.
Ah, je fais tellement pas de dégâts. Ah, j'avais pas vu, mais on est soigné en mode infini.
Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place.
Putain, mais je lui fais 0 dégâts, quoi, c'est une
The
dinguerie.
mystery unravels.
À mon avis, je dois pas avoir le truc pour pouvoir lui faire masse dégâts.
It all adds up.
Ah, il faut que je fasse du séléno-florissement là sur son ulti. Ah.
No more lies.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça, bordel? Ah, faut que j'absorbe les coups baki là. Là. Aouh. Ici. Pas sûr que ça fasse beaucoup de dégâts, hein, mais bref.
The shield's broken. I can't keep this up.
Don't push your luck. Can't hide the truth.
Ow. 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 Ah, mais il fait mal, laisse-moi t'attaquer.
How much power will it take?
En même temps, c'est pas en faisant piou-piou va faire quelque chose. Hein. Hop. Ah, bordel. Ok, l'ulti. Hop, là on peut l'attaquer. Putain, je lui enlève. J'enlève tellement pas de vie, c'est une dinguerie. Allez, crève.
The mystery unravels.
Okay.
Can't hide the truth. It all adds up.
On fait du signe au fleurissement, ça c'est pas mal. Bam. Hop. Ouch. Hop. On fait la bouboule là, qui sert à rien. Hop. Ok, c'est le fleurissement. Boum. Si je fais tellement pas de dégâts. Et je suis censée le vaincre comment là, comme ça? Ok. Aouh. Ça. Ça. Et elle est là-bas. Ok. Aouh. Ok, elle va faire l'ulti de l'ulti. Oh, ça fait mal aux yeux.
The only way to defeat Rerir is to borrow his own power. That means Columbina will have to disappear while you two bear the brunt of his attacks. You have to hold on. Find a way to keep him focused on killing the two of you.
Never! Your eyes are bleeding.
Oh wow.
Soon you will be powerless to resist. And then I will reduce you to dust.
But that dust will plague your memories. Come on, keep holding on.
Any other tricks up your sleeve? Let's see them. As entertaining as they are, you've backed yourself into a corner.
You don't fool me. I see your fear clear as day. I have to stoke his rage. Make him unleash everything. You fear what you could never defeat. You fear the thought of never being able to save your beloved. You cannot win the fight against fate, Rerir.
Is that what you think? Well, now it's your turn to feel afraid!
You fear the sound of your own name?
Is it us you hate? Or is it what you've become?
Let's see what becomes of you!
Oh wow! Ça sent tellement pas bon pour nous.
What's happening? That power. I've seen it before.
His power is on another level. We'll need to use an alchemical array to convert his power into a usable form. Then quickly channel it into Columbina, rendering her powerful enough to compete with him.
I'll join you. I can help. If I release enough abyssal energy into a confined space, it'll create a potential difference, allowing us to extract a huge amount of elemental energy. Next, I'll synchronize with everyone's minds using pyro, then give you temporary access to their abilities and fields of view. But it won't last long.
Ah putain, le plan quoi.
Can you see?
Well enough.
So, we have a student of Gold Rheindotter in our midst.
How about that?
You use my own power against me?
Just like how you stole Kuvaki. Look familiar?
Don't you realize? You don't have the power to hold that gate open.
I don't, but someone else does.
Goodbye, Rerir.
Oh wow.
We won.
Quel combat. Ah, c'était incroyable comme combat. Le plan était fou. Incroyable. La bichette, elle a pris tellement cher.
Nefer, how are your eyes?
They're fine. Apart from the blindness, of course.
It's not too late.
Let me handle it. Miss Nefer, it's not like you to lose your composure. That was the most reckless thing I've ever seen you do.
Reckless how? The situation was critical. Our lives were at stake. We had to do something.
Even so. Okay. I guess you're right. Under the circumstances, it was a wise decision. You traded your eyes for an incredible victory. In business terms, I suppose that's a huge return on investment.
I'd be hard-pressed to argue otherwise.
Still, I don't like this outcome, and I don't want you to lose your sight for good. People suffer when they make sacrifices they shouldn't have to make, whether that means faith, strength, or in this case, your ability to even see. I had hoped you could win without sacrificing so much as a single hair on your head.
Thank you. Really.
All done. Don't try and open your eyes just yet. We'll see how you're doing in a couple of days. Until then, please follow your recovery plan to the letter. I'll send full details through Yehoda. For now, just get yourself home, relax, and rest. My dear friends, we have fought bravely and achieved a spectacular victory. A dark cloud has been lifted from the skies of Nod-Krai. All in this land will be grateful for what you have done.
The moon will remember this day. Thank you both.
Oh, ils sont trop mimes. Avec le petit plan là en contre-plongée, j'adore. Ça pourrait presque être un fond d'écran le truc. Oh, Bichette, elle a toujours de son problème d'yeux là.
There's something I want to let you know.
What is it?
When Durin connected everyone's minds so I could access their powers, I also felt everything they felt. And since Nefer's eyes were injured, my eyes are hurting now too.
Huh. Hold on. Let me try.
I only feel the pain. There's no actual damage. I just thought I should tell you.
You're right. There's no damage. That's a relief. But I must say, I'm surprised to hear the Kutar share something like this with me. In the past, you never used to open up about yourself.
Things are a little different now from how they were. I'm learning to share how I truly feel with my friends.
Friends? You have no idea how glad I am to hear that.
Après, je sais pas si elle sait si ses yeux vont bien ou pas, parce que bon, elle a toujours les yeux fermés quand même.
Yay! You're awake! How are you feeling? Any aches and pains? Did you sleep well?
I'm doing all right, Paimon. No need to worry about me.
Phew! Well, that's good. Paimon's been sitting on the edge of the bed worrying about you for ages. You slept a whole day and night. Poor Paimon had to eat all by her lonesome.
Glad to hear you didn't starve. How was the food?
Well, it wasn't the same without you there to share it. Honestly, Paimon just can't relax when you're not your usual self. She couldn't enjoy the food and settle down to sleep.
Well, I'm back to normal now.
Oh yeah, and Albedo swung by earlier. He said to tell you to head to the tavern when you woke up. Varker and the others are organizing a victory feast and they want to celebrate with you. He also dropped off some medical supplies, but you seem fit as a fiddle, so guess you won't be needing those. If you're feeling up to it, let's head over now. Wouldn't want to keep them waiting.
Par contre, j'aime bien le fait qu'on entende de plus en plus la voyageuse parler et pas juste des dialogues à lire. Pourquoi je fais le tour de la table, moi? Est-ce qu'on n'a pas d'autres trucs à débloquer? Non, je sais pas. Ça fait sympa de l'entendre un petit peu.
We're here!
Oh, Traveler and Paimon! Perfect timing! We were literally just saying how there's no way we're holding this victory feast without you any longer, and we would have postponed it till tomorrow.
How are you feeling today?
Much better, thanks. Don't worry about me.
Relieved to hear it. If that changes, just let me know. Happy to check you over at any time.
Yep, we're here for you. Anything you need, just let us know.
Oh wait, where's Nefer?
How are her eyes doing?
Nefer's right over there. I'm sure she'd love to catch up with you.
Alors, on va y voir si elle va mieux du coup. Ah bah ça a l'air d'aller.
Traveler, Paimon, are you recovering well? Turns out that moon chanter has some real talent after all. My eyes were mostly recovered after just a couple days rest. I can actually open them again now.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. Lauma says not to strain your eyes while they're still healing.
Yes, thank you. I'm well aware.
Yehoda, could I borrow you for a moment? I could do with an extra pair of hands.
Oh, sure. Coming. Did you hear that? I gotta go help Lauma for a second. You guys chat among yourselves. I'll grab us some drinks on the way back. Paimon, you still like 'em sweet?
You bet. Make it extra sweet, because Paimon's earned it.
Sure thing.
The Rerir of Solnari. Kind of a snake, don't you think? No, definitely a snake. A poisonous one who spewed his venomous hatred everywhere. Anyone who seeks revenge out of hatred for other people has become a snake. That's something my dad used to say. Perhaps. I'm sure it sounds like a very wise and open-hearted perspective to your ears. But me? I think hatred is a perfectly justifiable emotion. What else is left when everything you depended on in life gets stripped away? Something's gotta fuel that drive to keep on living. If you're worried about me, you can nip that in the bud. I'm not someone who gets stuck in the past. It's just... I suddenly feel like I was wrong to call my father a liar. He was just a fool. That's why the Academia turned their back on him, and why the other tribes ganged up on him. Oh, Father. How much better things could have been if you were a skilled liar. Look at the Ibis King. Thoth is a fiendishly cunning liar. And yet, strangely, he feels more like a father to me than my real dad ever was. He's never brought it up, but I'd bet he feels the same way. Why else would he give me the power to perceive the truth, while at the same time training me in the art of deception? Well, King Deshret banished him to Aru, which is essentially a prison, and posed 3 questions to him. He promised that he'd have his freedom if he could find the answers. His response was to take on a physical form and approach me, hoping that I could become his envoy and search for one of the answers on his behalf. Did he really think I'd fall for that? He's stuck there. He can't make me return what he gave to me. So that's enough for you to decide he's nice, is it? He's a prisoner, and he was scared. So he decided to perform some good deeds to win people's approval. He lives in fear because he's a deceiver. How is Rerir any different? You can't work as a spy your whole life and expect a happy ending. It's preposterous. Yet I can't say I don't understand it. Liars live in the darkness of their own making, but it's still human nature to want to go on living. They say that a liar's soul is the most worthless thing in the world. What do you think?
Ah, c'est une sacrée question. Est-ce que l'âme d'un menteur a une valeur? En vrai, je dirais ça dépend de pourquoi tu mens. Parce qu'il y a mentir, genre pour des petits trucs ou te protéger, ça c'est important, et des grands mensonges, tout ça. Je sais pas, je dirais que je suis pas d'accord, mais ouais.
Well, it takes a very kind person to find compassion even for liars. If you ask me, the soul of a liar really is worth nothing. Because all they care about is themselves. For example, when something good falls into my lap, I don't go sharing the news around.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
Stops other people trying to steal it from me. So be it. They have sharp ears. I can't keep anything from them. Oh, is that what it looks like? Well, you all know my past now. And I can't simply eliminate everyone who knows too much. So I guess I just have to put up with you. For the foreseeable future, at least. When you find yourself in a situation you can't control, the safest play is to keep calm and start monitoring everyone involved like a hawk.
In the intelligence world, you need to have a sense of perspective and play your hand accordingly. If you understand what's at stake, please ensure my secret is safe with you. I trust you'll respect my wishes as a friend. But don't forget, I will also be watching you like a hawk. Very good.
Oh wait! Now that the panic's over and we've all calmed down, Paimon suddenly remembered something. After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
Notre mystérieux allié. Densvif?
Huh? Am I imagining things?
Oh là. Ça sent pas bon.
So, that close colleague who stayed behind with you? What's he been up to recently?
Don't know, don't care. I get more normal human interaction from hanging out with Bosco too than him. Although, now you mention it, he hasn't bothered me in a while. I wonder if...
If he's disappeared without a trace, it's the biggest gift he ever gave to the world. But I somehow doubt that's what's going on. He won't lie low forever. So we'd better stay on guard.
Ok. Alors, voyons voir ce qu'il raconte.
How have you been holding up? Any adverse reactions? If you start to take a turn for the worse, make sure you tell me right away.
You don't need to worry about me, Grandmaster. I'm fine. I mean, I barely did anything, so...
What? You're too humble, young man.
You played an indispensable role in the battle for Nod-Krai. We can't thank you enough for your support. Sometimes, when people praise you, it's because you deserve it. The best thing is to accept it calmly and with grace. It's important to learn how to respond to words of admiration.
Let's do a quick demonstration. Albedo, that was an incredible feat of alchemy. The pressure was on, but you worked flawlessly at lightning speed to get the job done.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, though. Durin played a big part in forming the alchemical array.
See? Did you catch that? A masterclass in how to take a compliment.
Okay, yeah. I did work pretty hard to help prepare for the battle. No point denying that.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, look who's bounced back. Looking good, Traveler.
Seems like you've recovered. You won't need to take any more medication.
Can I get you a drink?
Huh? You know how to order at a bar now? You've sure learned a lot recently.
Handling a drinks order is ridiculously simple compared to alchemy. Don't worry, I'll blend into society yet.
Paimon believes it. You're clearly a fast learner, just like your brother. To be totally honest, though, Paimon didn't quite follow all the details when you first explained the plan to us.
Don't worry, that's completely understandable. Unless you're a student of alchemy, it's hard to grasp the principle and how the process works.
To put it in the simplest terms, we saw how our enemy stole the power of Kuvaki. And that gave us the idea of stealing his power to turn it against him. When facing an enemy you have no hope of defeating, it's best not to engage them in battle. So, instead of looking for a way to overpower him, we decided to help Columbina get strong enough to at least stand up to him in a fight. For this to work, we had to analyze his modes of attack, confirm who his main target was, and make sure that he wouldn't go beyond the range of the alchemical array. For added security, we prepared a total of 4 arrays. But to mitigate the impact of the battle, we identified one location in particular as the ideal spot, which is where the confrontation took place. The alchemical array absorbed his abyssal power. Then Durin processed it to render it usable by Columbina. That power enabled her to do what would otherwise have been nigh on impossible.
What surprised me was that Dainsleif actually agreed to join us. Given his history with Rerir, he had every right to sit this one out. But we're extremely grateful for the decision he made.
It must have been a painful choice to make. But I'm sure that making a decision was far better for him than staying in limbo.
Absolutely. He was torn between two paths, but in the end, he made his choice and stuck to it resolutely. He doesn't strike me as the sort of person who'd stay trapped in limbo for long. Anyway, however you cut it, everyone gave a stellar performance. And now, it's time to kick back and celebrate.
Ok. Ah, c'était quand même un sacré plan, mais très ingénieux. Et heureusement qu'il y a eu Dainsleif aussi, c'est vrai.
Ah, Lord Sangama Bay. How lovely to see you. I must thank you for the device you provided. It was an enormous help. Would I be right in thinking that it was developed by the Academia?
Why come and ask me when you clearly know already?
I mostly came to thank you.
That's more like it. A little gratitude goes a long way with Lord Sangama Bay. Play your cards right, and you might even stand a chance of becoming my long-term supplier.
The chance to work with such a kind and charitable investor as yourself would be a great honor for the Curatorium.
Huh? Charitable? Who said anything about charity? First time hearing about it.
Let's see. The first plot of land you purchased in Nod-Krai, your desert interests, and...
Stop! What do you think you're doing? Exposing my investment history!
It's nothing to hide from. They're all perfectly legitimate investments. And some of the land you purchased was with the intent of building a sanctuary? Yes, I heard about that too.
How did you...
You're a curious case, Lord Sangama Bay. You don't like people finding out about your good deeds, do you? But I'm afraid no matter how hard you try to keep things under wraps, where there's a will, there's a way. You did it for Sumeru, didn't you?
It was empty land that was gonna go to waste otherwise. I figured if I built something there, it might at least get some use in an emergency. Disasters are capricious things. They strike without any warning. I've lost family to a disaster before, and I don't want to lose any friends or business partners if I can help it. My elder sister used to dream of finding a sanctuary. Somewhere with plenty of food, water, and medicine. Where everyone could live happy lives. It was something I looked into, but after discussing things with the Dendro Archon, I decided on a more effective strategy. The tech people handled the tech, and Moneybags provided the Mora. It just made the most sense.
It's a pity that so few people know the truth about you. Everyone says that you view everything in terms of Mora, and all you care about is growing your own wealth.
So,
Elle a quand même un cœur.
Tout ça. Everyone wants to be rich. It's human nature. So yes, I love Mora, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
But surely you have dreams of your own, beyond just making Mora.
You don't get it, do you? My dream is to invest in other people's dreams. And, you know, make a nice little slice for myself along the way. Just thinking about it makes me happy. That sweet, sweet sound of Mora.
Thank you.
For the device?
And the pendant.
Oh, that. I was just returning a favor. Don't worry about it.
Seems like we've both been away from home for a very long time.
Yeah. So long that I barely remember what my family even looked like.
That would be your mother, father, and sister?
Yeah, though it's been years since my sister passed away. It's not like I want to forget them, obviously, but Memory can be even more ruthless than the most calculating business person. Beyond a certain point, if something isn't helping you, it just gets rid of it. My sister can't help me now. Slowly but surely, her face is fading from my mind's eye. It's become a vague impression.
Not everything will fade. When loved ones pass away, the beautiful memories are the ones that last the longest.
Yeah, that's true. If you ask me, that's the one silver lining in all of it.
Well, that, plus, I'm sure that life is much better now than it was back then.
Oh, absolutely. I have tons of Mora, a big beautiful house, business is booming, and I'm as happy as can be. You've got a lot going for you too. Boss of the Curatorium of Secrets? I'm sure there's plenty of Mora to be made in that line of work.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
That's the only reason you're here.
Yes. I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me, and Arlecchino should be friends. I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina to the door.
Will you still invite me to your next tea party?
What?
Yes, I think you will. Bye-bye, dear Sandrone.
Last time, the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time?
We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all over.
Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Rerir of Solnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was.
Mostly because you kind of helped us out, so we just wanted to check you were okay. Looks like all your robots are fixed, huh?
Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a write-off. The visitor before you managed to kill my appetite. If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself. Otherwise, it's going to waste. My coasters are still missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead.
Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations.
You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant, dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that. Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming. And writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh. Although, having said that, the only vaguely interesting memory in my past is probably that guy they call Lord Artificer. Who else? Pretty much all the mecha and Fontaine are his personal handiwork.
Wait, are you saying you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I mean, I guess we were friendly enough.
What the fuck?
In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all. We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts. I honored his request. But I did read through everything first before destroying them. I mean, I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you. Those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored. Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison. Not that there's anything bad about them. I mean, at least, solving those riddles isn't going to hurt anyone. Except me, because I lose a few brain cells in the process. Anyway, while we're on the topic, I might as well tell you about what happened to him and his friends. Alain Guillotin had two close buddies, Renee and Jacob. They spent their childhood years together in the Narzissenkreuz Institute. They were all quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them. But it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship and the rivalry ran something deeper, a sense of nostalgia for the past. Unfortunately, childhood would end, the prophecy would come true, the apocalypse would arrive, and the future would never be. A mad dream that would normally only capture the minds of lunatics begin to take root in their hearts. A dream of saving the world. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years. But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect, and it grew into something that ate away at their souls. The first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of theirs to try and save their life. Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motives. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of fate only resulted in a wave that swallowed up the world, even before the apocalypse came. And although that wave died down eventually, I hear that it just recently came back with a vengeance. As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more. But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good. At long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. Though of course by then it was far too late. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius? His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world? Or do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream? Same difference, really. Just a matter of perspective.
Ah bah quand même, il a quand même fait des expériences sur son pote, etc. Donc je sais pas. En vrai, c'est horrible. Genre, comment on peut admirer quelqu'un qui fait des expériences sur des gens, même pour le progrès, genre d'une société et tout. Bah, je sais pas.
Really? I can't tell whether that's because you disapprove of his deeds or because he failed. Or maybe you have some other reason. Renee no longer exists in this world, and the dream he started went on to be realized by someone else. I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect, and still managed to get himself lost in the labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotin, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family. To his credit, I suppose, the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident. It's not like Alain sacrificed them for his cause or anything. After that, the only thing supporting his work was the same dream that had dragged his closest friend down to the abyss. But although the desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it, having seen the way it had affected his closest friend. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Nod-Krai Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Nod-Krai Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Nod-Krai Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of two people from the Nod-Krai Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world? Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves. They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by fate. Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world?
Wow, c'est compliqué, c'est très philosophique comme question, hein. Le désir de se sauver soi-même, c'est une justification suffisante pour essayer de sauver le monde. En vrai, ça peut, mais t'es pas obligé d'avoir le désir de toi-même pour sauver le monde. Bah, je sais pas, je mettrais c'est suffisant.
The way you said that sounded just like Alain. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. He gave the exact same answer as you did. No elaboration, just a quick short answer before getting right back to his work. He was always that way. All right, tea time's over. I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth. I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me. Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostics.
Et B. Alors, où est-ce qu'on est dans la quête? Ah, une nouvelle quête. On a Linéa. Hop. Qui c'est qu'il y a d'autre? Je crois que c'est tout. Ouais, c'est ça, c'est tout. Et du coup, oui, on en était où? C'est ce que je voulais voir de base. Ah, on a fini l'acte 4. Ça a même pas été notifié. Eh bah oui. Bah let's go, hein. Ah, parce qu'il met intermède, c'est pour ça. Sauf que je m'en fiche un peu de l'intermède. Voilà. C'est bien ça, hein? Ouais. Ok. Parce que le nombre de fois que je suis la mauvaise quête à la fin d'un acte. Ok. Bah, je pense que ça va être l'heure de s'arrêter là. Parce qu'on vient de finir l'acte 4. Je pense que c'est un bon moment pour s'arrêter. Est-ce qu'on peut faire des tirages avant de se séparer? Merde, pas ce que je voulais faire. Oh, ah, on a passé. Non. Oui. Non. Oui. Oh non, on n'a pas assez au total. Bon, on peut quand même faire 8 tirages. Donc juste avant de s'arrêter, on va essayer quand même de faire le 50-50 sur Néfer. On va voir. Donc 8 tirages, allez on y croit. Allez c'est parti. Ok, donc on était à 39, hein, donc 40. Ah c'est mort. 41. Ah là là, on se rapproche du 50. 42. Oh. Ah. Oh, Jaoda. Trop bien. Ah, du coup, on a assez pour acheter... Hop, let's go. Donc, on était à 41, 42. Ah bah, du coup, on l'a perdu au 50-50. Merde. C'est pas... 43. Pas si c'est grave, mais... « 44. Allez, s'il vous plaît. 45. Allez, on se rapproche. Allez. 46. Oh. Oh. C'est violet. Super. 47. Oh, c'était le dernier. Non. Nick. Voilà. Est-ce que je peux encore convertir? Je peux faire encore 2 vues. Donc du coup, 48. Allez, encore un vœu, le dernier vœu. Allez, on y croit. 49. Ah, fait chier. Ah, c'était sûr, hein. Bon, bah, rip. Bon, par contre, du coup, hop, on peut améliorer Xingcha d'une étoile. Hop là. Mais comme on le joue plus, bah, rip. Hop. Ah, ah oui, j'avais débloqué un perso. Ah non. Hop. Ok. J'ai débloqué son étoile. Ok. Bon. Et ben... Ah, succès. On va faire succès avant. Voilà, c'est bon, il n'y a plus rien. Ok. Et bah c'est là-dessus que nous on va s'arrêter, vu qu'on vient de finir l'acte 4. N'empêche, ce combat était incroyable. pilote, apprendre des informations comme ça sur Sandroni, je sais pas comment on le prononce à la française. Et ouais, c'était incroyable. Donc sur ce, moi je vous laisse là, je vous remercie d'avoir regardé et je vous dis à la prochaine. Bye bye tout le monde!